Sharmahd. He's a German citizen and journalist who's also a U.S. national, but was born in Iran. He was kidnapped from Dubai in 2020 and taken to Iran, where he was sentenced to death by an Iranian court for charges that involved criticism of the regime.
And joining us to discuss, Newsmax foreign policy analyst and the author of Iran, an Imperialist Republic and U.S. Policy, Walid Phares. Also here with us, German-American activist, also of Iranian descent, and the daughter of Jamshid Sharmahd, Gazelle Sharmahd. Great to have you both with us. Gazelle, we're so sorry to hear that your father is still being held captive. Wondering, we know that you have been critical of President Biden for not including your father in a recent high-profile prisoner swap. He's still there, and as well as the Biden administration's decision to allow Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi to come to New York for this week's UN meeting. Share a little bit about your father's case and where things stand now.
Yes, yeah. Let me just start off with a recent deal that we have seen, or what we call a scam. We're never proponents of any kind of deals that we make with terrorists because it just incentivizes more terrorism, more hostage taking. But the thing is, when we see they're doing something like that, why not include all hostages? Why not get everybody back when we're engaging with the terrorists? And that was my criticism of this deal that was going on. But let me start with my dad was a critic of the regime. He was a proponent of freedom and democracy inside of Iran. Inside of Iran, there is no free press. You cannot do what you guys are doing here. So we have citizen journalists showing what's going on. And for 16 years, my dad was showing what was going on in Iran. That's why he became a target. He was almost assassinated in 2009 in Los Angeles, where they sent agents to kill him. And when they couldn't do that, they kidnapped him, took him to Iran, where he is for 3.5 years in solitary confinement, tortured with a death sentence, and we still didn't manage to bring all Americans back.
What's your message to the Biden administration?
To any administration, it doesn't matter. We have done the wrong thing for over 44 years. We have treated these terrorists that are occupying Iran, oppressing the people of Iran, spreading terrorism around the world. We have treated them as business partners. We have treated them as a sovereign state. They are not. Cut your ties with them. Put yourself together with all the other nations that also have hostages inside of Iran. Put pressure and stop the hostage diplomacy. Get everybody back out.
Walid, this is, I know, a topic that you know very, very well. Of course, very educated on Iran and U.S. relations. What do you think of Iran specifically now with this administration, who seems to be very, very weak on any policy or sanctions?
There is a weakness, and the Iranians know the source of that weakness. It's the transaction. It's the Iran deal. As long as the Iran regime knows that the Biden administration is going to be sending money, they won't even take him seriously, or this administration seriously, when we threaten. Look what they're doing. In Iraq, they're attacking us. In Syria, now in Yemen, with the Houthi militias. They are not just attacking us, the international community. So something has to change. This administration has less than a year. They need to change, as Giselle said, not just on the hostage situation, but on policy. Look how they are positioning themselves. I mean, in Washington, with regard to Gaza. I mean, is it possible that we're not aligning with the Israelis against them and Hezbollah? So there is something wrong in Washington we need to fix.
Seems like they are changing policy, but they're changing it when it comes to Russia. Right now,
Yeah.
they are in diplomatic talks with Putin to expand their dominance in the region. Then you have Russia, you have China, Iran. What does this mean for Israel? And then what does it mean for that region, especially when you see them attacking our U.S. military installations over there time and time again?
Absolutely, Greg. Basically, what's happening is that once Iran regime realizes that we're not going to take action, they're free. They're strengthening their relationship with Russia. They're getting money from us or from this administration, and they're paying for weapons from Russia. It's unbelievable. I have never seen any U.S. policy like this one. And of course with China. And that translates on the ground. You asked about Israel. It's more dangerous for the Israelis. It's not just going to be Hamas. It's going to be Hezbollah. It's going to be southern Syria. It's going to be Yemen. So we are kind of flying off the cliff. I don't know where we're going to land by the end of this administration.